Hey, everybody. Welcome to your full moon in Capricorn horoscopes and Tarotscopes for your blue moon. That's the second full moon this season in Capricorn on Sunday, July 21st. We're going to talk all about this blue moon and how you can make the most of it. Welcome if you are here for the first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. I am Joshua the Psychic, and my website is psychicsun.com. You can check that out for not just my services, but also your horoscopes, your written horoscopes for this lunation. So let's talk about this full moon. Hey, Pam, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well tonight. So, key facts about this full moon. It is the second full moon in Capricorn this season, making it the blue moon. I'd sing you the song, but I'm afraid I don't know the lyrics that well, but you know the song I'm talking about. You should definitely listen to it. It's an oldie, but goodie. I think it might be Fats Domino. I'm not sure. In any case, it is a blue moon, and it is at 29 degrees Capricorn. 29 degrees, which is an energetic critical degree. It's the last degree of a sign. Hey, Kesmar, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Nice to see you too. So 29 degrees is a big deal. It is this energetic degree. It's this like climactic point. It's make or break. It's all or nothing. What are we doing here? Right? So it's a critical degree. So you might be making some decisions this lunation that are a very big deal. You might decide that you want to go all in, or you might decide that you're going to go all out. In any case, things will definitely change. Not only is this Capricorn full moon at an energetic degree, but it's conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, and Pluto is a big game changer. Pluto will get rid of anything in your life that is not serving your highest good. It is merciless. Think of a Scorpio who is crossed. That's not a really good idea, is it? And that's very much like Pluto, right? Pluto is about death. Pluto kills you. Pluto kills things off. And sometimes we need to kill things off, right? So the full moon conjunct Pluto means something is ending for sure. It might be something minor, like an unhelpful mindset. It could be an old paradigm. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. But whatever it is, Pluto's job is to make you stronger. Pluto empowers you via transformation, just like the sign of Scorpio. You will not be close to a Scorpio in your life without transforming in some way. It's almost impossible. Their physical presence alone is a healing. But it's important to remember that those who have the power to heal also have the power to maim, to hurt. It is a balance, right? And Pluto, if we're holding on too tightly, it's going to destroy us. So make sure you're remembering that what is love flows, what is not goes. It's very important because Pluto doesn't mess around. It's very scorpionic. If it's causing you trouble or if it's toxic, it's going to get out of your life. You're going to leave it behind. So it's a full moon. The main themes of a full moon, it's a completion of a cycle. You're going to probably be saying bye-bye to some things. It's a full moon, so we always do that during a full moon, but particularly with it being at an energetic degree and it being conjunct Pluto. So it's about transformation of goals and ambitions, because Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. So the Plutonian energy of make or break, all or nothing, is very much aligned with Aquarian themes, i.e. hopes, dreams, wishes, ideals, transformation of goals and ambitions. So you will be transforming your goals and your ambitions. You will be doing something to go to that next level, right? So it's Pluto. So it's all about transformation, and it's Aquarius. So you may be transforming your friends. You may be transforming your community. You may be transforming your hopes, dreams, wishes, and ideals. And it could be really cool. It's a nice lighter energy in that regard. And it's very much about your future focus, where it is that you're going, what it is that you're doing, how you're innovating, how you're changing things, right? And it's very positive. So it's all about how can you innovate and look into the future, right? Because Aquarius is all about future orientation, and Pluto is all about transformation. So we're transforming our future goals, essentially. Additionally, we have so many aspects this full moon, quite a few. You got the full moon sextiling Neptune. Now, a sextile is a really harmonious energy. It's a gorgeous 60-degree energy, and the Capricorn full moon is at 29 degrees, and Neptune is around, if not 29 degrees, I think it is at 29 degrees. So there's a nice flow of energy between that Capricorn full moon and Neptune, which is the planet of creativity. It's about imagination. It's about spirituality. So you're going to find yourself probably feeling more Pisces in a very grounded way, because you have that grounded energy of Capricorn aligned with Neptune, which is highly positive. And the full moon will be making a gorgeous trine. That's a nice 120-degree angle to Uranus. And Uranus is the planet of change and unpredictability and surprise and shock. But because it's a trine, it's very, very positive. It's very harmonious. So there will probably be unexpected opportunities between the 21st of July and your new moon in Leo, which I believe is the 4th of August. Let me just check. Yep, the 4th of August. So there might be surprises. Go with it. Go with your surprises. There's also, though, unfortunately, a T-square. So a T-square, we got two squares going on with Chiron. So we have the sun and the moon both at 29 degrees. The sun's at 29 degrees Cancer. The moon is at 29 degrees Capricorn. And we have Chiron, which is at 23 degrees Aries. So we have this energy that is a little bit combative. It can really push us to make changes. Squares do make things happen, but the big thing is, how can we collaborate? Because that Chiron in Aries wants to do things alone. It wants to do things on its own. And with the Cancerian energy and the Capricorn energy, what we have to do is heal through our collaborations. How can we collaborate with other people effectively in order to get to that next level? We don't want to be lone wolf here, right? Because Cancer, the energy that we're in right now, is about collaboration. The energy of Capricorn is about the world at large, right? It can be about government, how we organize our lives, how we organize other people. So we need to heal through collaboration. Even collaborating with the different aspects of yourself, if there are those that you're wrestling with. You also have, and we're going to talk a lot about this for each sign tonight, how Venus in Leo is making a really nice sextile to Jupiter in Gemini. So Leo is a fire sign, Gemini is an air sign, and they really go well. Because why? Fire needs air to live, right? And air gets pretty cold without fire. So Venus and Leo sextiling Jupiter and Gemini is very, very, very sweet. It brings joy, creativity, and expansion. And it balances the intense Capricorn energy. So, and also that Plutonian energy. So we're going to be talking about how you can make the most of this full moon in Capricorn, especially with this Venus-Jupiter sextile. So there's so many aspects this full moon. You want to make sure that you're focusing on where there's ease and flow and pleasure and joy. And Venus and Jupiter, this sextile is awesome. So it's great for creativity. It's great for romance, fun, great conversations, good times, outings, stuff like that, which we'll talk about. So what this means for you, all this stuff. What do you want to do over the next 2 weeks from July 21st to August 4th? Well, you want to release what no longer serves you. What is love flows, what is not goes. You want to embrace innovative solutions. But Pluto conjunction, it is in Aquarius. Aquarius wants to innovate. Aquarius wants to do things in a new and fresh way. It wants to upend the old order that is no longer working. So you want to embrace those innovative solutions because, again, Pluto's in Aquarius and Pluto does not mess around. So you want to make sure you're innovating, doing new things. Also, remember, the full moon is in Capricorn, sure, but a full moon is a time in which it's a balance, right? The moon is in the opposite sign of the sun. So we have Capricorn, which is all about, think of the father archetype. It's all about status, position, honors, authority, and how you're showing up in the world. Saturn wants definition, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Now, the sun is in the sign of Cancer. Think of mother, right? The doting mother who is completely unconditional and loves you and gives you a sense of emotional security. We're balancing those two energies. So the Capricorn energy is pretty conditional. Your mom is going to love you even if you flunk your test or get fired from your job. Whereas typically your father is going to be like, what's up? Why did this happen? This is a problem. He's going to love you, but there's going to be more of those consequences. So we need both of those energies, and we're balancing both of them during this period because we may have gone too far to one extreme, not to the other. So it's all about balancing the divine mother and the divine father within you. And if you can balance those two energies, you're good. There's literally nothing you can't do if you balance the divine father and the divine mother inside yourself. So it's all about learning how to self-parent, which is your process of individuation. Because no matter how amazing your parents may have been, you do not know how you need to be parented and how you need to be loved and cared for and kept on track until you go through that process of individuation, until you become an adult and you're like, okay, this is what I need to feel loved. This is what I need to do in order to get on track and stay on track. So we're balancing those two energies. It's wonderful. Now be open to sudden changes. Remember, there is that energy with Uranus, this full moon, and the changes that happen are going to be probably very advantageous. So allow yourself to roll with it and express yourself creatively. Again, that Jupiter sextile with Venus, I mean, it's so nice. It's so nice. So be sure to have fun and express yourself creatively. So let's go through every single sign, and we're going to do a tarot reading for every single one too. So do enjoy that. And let's see what's up. So for Aries, this Capricorn full moon is hitting your 10th house. It's the house of career. It's about your status. Your career could be reaching this climactic point or a shift. You could be like, okay, now I'm going into this. Remember, it's at 29 degrees. So you're like, okay, I'm going to go full-fledged into this thing. I'm going to move forward into that. Or I'm going to get completely out of something, right? And there is a nice potential for professional recognition. So the opportunities for you this full moon, transform your public role, blend your creativity with your career goals. Venus is in your 5th house, and it's forming a harmonious aspect with Jupiter in your 3rd house of communication. So there's a lot of joy with self-expression and learning. And you're going to be very communicative. We do have Mercury already in its shadow period, but still, you will have enhanced communication skills. The general advice for you is to balance ambition with self-expression, as your authentic voice could unlock new professional doors. There's a lot of cool energy between your fun and your play, Aries. How you have fun and how you play and how you can raise your status. So essentially, you get an opportunity this full moon to have a lot of fun and get higher up on the mountaintop, which is so sweet, right? So let's see, Aries, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your full moon, wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries. The Tower. So the Tower card is actually a healing card. It's a Tower card. So before the Tower, card number 16 is the Tower. Card number 15, the card preceding the Tower, is the Devil. So the Devil are those things that you're attached to that are not real. It's about lies, essentially. It's about those things that we put a lot of stock in that aren't really real. It can be about obsession. It can be about those things that we're tied to, right? And then we realize, oh, geez, I've been living a lie. Or it could be a matter with the Tower card. Something starts as a small little lie, and then you just have to build upon the lie, upon the lie, upon the lie. Think of like a relationship that you start and say it's built on false pretenses. It's a faulty foundation, right? And then the relationship crumbles because it's built on lies. So essentially, with the Tower card, there might be something in your life that was built on a lie. It could be a series of things. It could be one thing. It could be something that you just told yourself. Oh, I'm happy in this job. I'm happy in this relationship. The Tower card comes and it's like, oh, well, no, this isn't real. But what is good is that when the Tower card comes, it gets rid of all of that stuff that is not real, that is poisonous and toxic and is really unsalvageable and can't be built upon. And that's what Capricorn wants. Capricorn wants you to build a solid foundation. So it looks like with the Tower card, there's certain things that you're getting rid of. There might be an awakening from a higher plane, a humbling from a higher plane. And you're like, okay, well, that's over. And now I need to build on something else. But after this Tower card is the Star card. So there is hope. Sometimes we are living for other people's ideals. For instance, in terms of the recent incident in which Trump got, there was an assassination attempt on him. I did a reading on it. It looks as if this guy, if you look at him, right, he was like so tiny and small and meek, and how he got past like 3 government agencies is crazy, right? I wouldn't mind if he was like athletic or he like looked like he was in the military. Like, look at him, right? You saw his picture. How did this happen? In any case, in a reading I did for it, it looked as if we had King of Swords, Knight of Cups, and then we had Wheel of Fortune. And he's not a King of Swords type. He seems more like Knight of Cups. So in the reading, it looked as if some kind of intellectual authority manipulated him to do this. Now, it could be somebody in his head. It could be somebody in his life. But my point being is that sometimes we might do things on behalf of other people, and we're not living our lives on our own terms. And that can be what the Tower card is. Like, why am I doing this? Is this really matter to me? Is this really my values, or am I living somebody else's dream? Right? So keep that in mind. Sorry to segue into that, but I thought it was relevant, and I know a lot of people are interested in current events, so I thought I'd bring it up. Additionally, Taurus, this full moon is hitting your 9th house of higher learning, travel, spiritual insights, expansion, growth. You want to go beyond your stretch. You want to make things happen. You want to doubt your limits. Because there's a lot of potential for completing a course. Maybe you're finalizing exams. Maybe you're finalizing travel plans. And there's some really great opportunities for you to expand your worldview. There's really nice aspects with Venus in your 4th house, making a harmonious aspect with Jupiter in your money house. So I would consider utilizing this time to beautify your home or enhance your family relationships, doing anything that can make you feel all warm and cozy. How can you feel more at home? Because you're taking your home with you wherever it is that you go, right? And this full moon is wanting you to go beyond your stretch, get out of your comfort zone, do things that you hadn't done before. And in order to do that, you got to feel more at home within the self. Now, there's some really great opportunities here financially for you, but they're very much connected to your emotional sense of comfort. So the more comfortable you can be, the more at home you can be at yourself, the more yummy you can feel, the easier it's going to be for you to make money, especially this lunation. So balance your quest for knowledge with attention to home, emotional security, and finances. Oh, you're welcome, Pam. I'm glad you like that. I'll keep that in mind for sure. So Taurus, it's a great opportunity for you. It's a great opportunity for you. So let's see what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Taurus. 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 Well, look at you, love bug. You got the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is pretty nice. So it's the love card. Two of Cups comes, and really what it is I share my truth with you. So two people come together. I feel this way. I feel this way. I think this. I think that. And they share their cups. They share their truth. So this is an opportunity for you to share your truth. Maybe it's with the world. Maybe it's with your partner. Maybe it's with your friends, whatever it might be. But love is going to be key for you this full moon. So it's a matter of, even if, it is a closing of a cycle. So maybe you're falling in love and you're going all in with somebody, or it's a matter of like, I'm with somebody and I know I'm not in love with them. I want to be in love. There's somebody in the field, somebody I haven't met yet that I can be in love with. So I need to get rid of this person. Or there's a job that's going to be way better for me. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but it's not what I'm doing now, right? So it could be either way, but essentially love is the essence of the game, and love always knows what to do. So whatever it is that you wind up doing this full moon, be sure to do it with love, even if it's letting something go or incorporating something new into your life. And I would say if you are traveling or if you are learning in light of this being a 9th house transit for you, maybe grab a partner. Maybe travel with a partner, maybe learn with a partner, maybe connect with a partner, but it's definitely time to connect. You want to love. And happy full moon. I love that love card. And then you got Gemini, of course. So Gemini, this is a little rough, well, I won't say rough. It's going to be a challenge because, you're an intellectual person and you're going through an 8th house transit and it's a little bit raw. It's a little scorpionic. You're going to be feeling it. It's an 8th house transit. So it's about shared resources, i.e. where you set your boundaries. If you go into business with somebody else, well, you're releasing your boundaries. You're commingling your finances together, right? If you're having sex, you're commingling your energies together. And also, if you are amputating a relationship, if you're getting rid of somebody in your life or something in your life, you're setting a boundary, right? So the 8th house is all about the boundaries, those that you set and those that you dissolve. Something makes you feel stronger, dissolve your boundary. Something makes you feel weaker, set up your boundary. An 8th house transit is very Plutonian. It's very scorpionic. It wants you to transform and be empowered by your boundaries, those that you set and those that you dissolve. So this is a potential turning point in financial or emotional matters. You might be going into business with somebody else. You might be deciding to move in with somebody else or take your relationship to that next level. Or again, you might be deciding to give somebody their walking papers, right? But again, it's an 8th house transit. It's at 29 degrees, anoretic. There's no turning back. But there's some really great opportunities for you, Gemini, especially with Jupiter in your sign. Speaking of Jupiter, so when Jupiter is in one sign and Jupiter is in Gemini, it makes you the celestial favorite, meaning you're very, very lucky as a Gemini. Who's a Gemini? Trump is a Gemini, and he has had so much luck lately. Literally inches, some say millimeters, that bullet was away from blowing his head off. At least inches, right? Talk about luck, right? Literally, he turned to look at a chart, and when he turned his head, the bullet did not hit his head. It hit his ear, as if like some bullets have a light touch, right? So Gemini is very, very, very lucky. Not only that, but there's also all of these like cases that are happening that are going more in his favor. So Geminis are very lucky right now. You want to definitely tap into that. Additionally, you can really make some big moves, Gemini, because you might be lucky. You might find that perfect partner, business partner, bed partner, relationship, etc. And there's some really great opportunities for you in terms of your communication and your persuasion skills. I mean, you got it. You just got it going on now. Venus is in your third house, your house, the house that your sign rules. Jupiter's in your sign. Your words carry a lot of extra charm. You can negotiate things to your liking, and you can have those deep conversations. I would say some advice would be to use your charm to navigate your intense emotions and your financial decisions. Definitely do some schmoozing and see if you can get things to go your way. I mean, always you want to look at the best case scenario. Well, why not? As it seems like now, especially with Jupiter on your side, Jupiter's making you lucky. It's making you want to expand. If you want something, I would say all you need to do is find the right way of communicating what you want. Be smart. Everybody's asking, like, what's in it for me, right? So if you can find a way to pitch it and be like, oh, well, there's this opportunity, and I was thinking, this could be good for me. This also could be good for you. You could make some major strides. So let's see, Gemini, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your full moon in Capricorn. Wisdom for Gemini, wisdom for Gemini, wisdom for Gemini, wisdom for Gemini. Ooh, okay. Well, you got the strife card. Smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, they say. So with the Five of Wands, there might be some adjustment to the plan. Five of Wands is like that monkey wrench. Oh, geez, I didn't know this was going to happen. You had your day all set. You were figuring out what you were going to do, and then this shows up. Oh, great. But how can you leverage it exactly as it is to your own advantage? The Five of Wands would suggest that there might be some struggle. Mercury has already entered its pre-shadow period, and it will be going retrograde early August. That's your ruling planet, so things might not go according to plan, but that doesn't mean they can't go your way. But there may be delays, there may be hassles. Go with it because you can't change it. We cannot change external circumstances. We can't tell other people what to do. We can't control other people. It's a fool's errand. What we can do is control ourselves and our own reactions to things. And that's a big theme when the sun is in Cancer, right? Because Cancer is very, very sensitive, very, very emotional. If Cancer let themselves be taken aback by things that affect them, they would never get anything done. And there are plenty of very successful, very happy Cancers in the world. Why? Because they need emotional control. They are such emotional people that if they don't have control of their emotions, it's a bad scene, right? If we wait until we feel like going to work before we go to work, or we wait until we feel like exercising, eating right, until we feel like we might never do it, right? So there is a certain level of emotional control that we all need to incorporate while the sun is in Cancer. But most important, with the Five of Wands, there might be some struggle, and that is just part of the course. So stay focused on what it is that you want, roll with it. And with the Five of Wands, there might be some fighting you have to do. Sometimes you got to fight. So give it a good fight, and happy full moon. So Cancer, happy birthday, by the way. I hope I didn't miss it if you're catching this live. This full moon, of course, is in your 7th house because it's in your opposite sign. So it's all about partnerships, relationships, not just romance. But it could be your business partner, it could be your best friend, any long-term relationship. And it's a significant turning point. Again, it's at 29 degrees. This could be a matter of it being a big deal for you, and you're saying, I'm going to get married. I am in love. Or it could be, I do not ever want to be with this person ever again. I'm going to get divorced, whatever it might be. Now, remember, like, the people who are going to be affected most by this are the people who have those late degrees of the cardinal signs. Think 26, 27, 28, 29 degrees of Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, or Aries. Or the other side of it, the fixed signs in Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. Think 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees. So if these Tarotscopes, horoscopes sound very extreme and you're like, nothing's going on, it's probably because it's just not hitting your chart, right? Which is good, right? But even if it is hitting your chart, it's a fine thing. It's not a big deal. In any case, if it is, we'll just suppose that it is hitting those sensitive degrees in your chart, you're probably going to be making a major decision in terms of some relationship. And you're probably going to be like, yeah, I got to leave or I got to stay. And this is an opportunity for you to really transform how you relate to other people. There's some really great financial stuff here, Cancer, because Venus is in your financial house and it's forming a harmonious aspect with Jupiter in your 12th house. So I would say this could be really, really nice for you, not just in terms of, well, I mean, the partnership stuff might be a little bit intense, but it's a great time for you to make more money. So expect the unexpected, expect unexpected financial insights or opportunities, deeper understanding of personal values. You're going to get an understanding of what it is that you really value, what it is that you want, which is really, really key, because all happiness is value fulfillment. But if you're not aware of your values, how are you going to get them fulfilled, and how are you going to get them to be happy? How are you going to get yourself to be happy? So the advice would be balance your relationship focus with self-care and personal growth. It could be a really great time for you, Cancer. So let's see what wisdom, Cancer, you get. Wisdom for Cancer. 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 Well, what are you going to do? Something lost and something gained. And that's what the 5 of Cups says. There might be something that you're like chagrined about. But in this card, yes, there are 3 cups that have fallen, but there are still 2 that remain. There's still 2 cups that are standing. So when the 5 of Cups comes, it's about something lost and something gained. You might be focused right now on what you lost. And you might be sad about it, and that's okay. But once you mourn that loss, you're going to then be able to say, oh, but I have this, I gained this, right? And if something disappointed you, it's better you find out now than invest further. So just look at what's going on. There might be some kind of disappointment around you, and I would just roll with the punches. If you have been disappointed, just make sure that you're nurturing yourself and ask yourself, how can I take the most from this situation and move on and get stronger and not repeat the lesson, right? A lot of what we're going through right now is like these old stories that we keep repeating. And this is an opportunity for you to shift paradigms and not experience those disappointments. So lick your wounds and mourn your losses if you're dealing with any. Hopefully you're not, and this reading does not resonate. But if you are, then make sure that you're healing and look at what you also gained during this period, because you can't have a loss without a gain. It's impossible. Of course, if you're really disappointed, it's going to be hard for you to see the gain, but trust me, there is one. So mourn, heal, and see how you can gain from anything that may have happened that might have been a bit disappointing. And happy full moon. So Leo, this is a 6th house transit for you. You might be cleaning up your house. You might be streamlining your routines. You might be focusing on work. The 6th house can be a little bit boring, but it's very, very important because it's about your habits. And first you make your habits, and then your habits essentially create your life. What you do day in and day out is how you create your life. Your lifestyle is your life. So you might be finishing up a big work project. You might be deciding that you are going to go all in a work project or maybe some self-improvement program. In a lot of ways, this transit for you feels to me almost like the Hermit card, which is changes affecting home, work, family. It's about how your day-to-day regime might reach this conclusion. You might be finalizing a job, not just a project. You might be saying, I'm no longer going to have sugar. I'm going to stop boozing it up. Whatever it might be. But there's some kind of climactic finish to something sixth house related, which is work, health, lifestyle, routine, habits, etc. If you're looking to commit to get rid of a habit in your life, well, this would be the full moon for it. Meanwhile, Leo, you got some awesome stuff going on. Venus in your sign is bringing you blessings, by the way. And it's a wonderful time for you to just be beautiful and really attract money and love with Venus in your sign. And it's making a beautiful sextile to Jupiter in your social house. So that's really nice. So you're going to be able to be very charming and your interactions are going to be really, really nice. And sometimes when we're working with people, it makes the work that we do a lot easier. So it's a great time for networking, socializing, group activities, I would say. Align your daily routines with your passions. So, for instance, if you're not passionate about jumping rope, well, then don't jump rope for your fitness regime. If, you're looking to be more passionate in your job, well, maybe you need to find something else to do professionally. Maybe you need to talk to your boss and be like, I really feel like my passion, my energies could be better put in this realm as opposed to this other realm, right? But you want to make sure that your daily routines are aligned with what lights you up. So balance your work responsibilities and enjoy your social interactions. I also think that if you wind up just saying, I'm going to be happy doing this job and not resist it, sometimes you'll find that it's actually really, really enjoyable. It's that resistance. It's in our head that might say, oh, I'm not supposed to enjoy work, or I'm not supposed to enjoy working out. When really, well, why not? Why should you not enjoy that, right? So it's an opportunity for you to enjoy your life, essentially. What do you do day in and day out, and how can you make that more pleasurable for you? And let's see, Leo, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Leo. 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 Ooh, you got the Chariot card. So this card is aligned with the sign of Cancer. This card is really, it's about the successful harnessing of conscious and subconscious forces. So look, you got two Sphinx here. One's black and one's white. You could think of one as the subconscious mind and the other as the conscious mind. And really, everybody is you pushed inside out. What I mean by that is it's all an inside job. So if you're like, I want this job. I want this job. Well, yeah, consciously you want that job. But if unconsciously or subconsciously you don't, or you don't think you deserve the job, that other Sphinx is going in the opposite direction. And then you don't get the job. What you want to do is you want to align your conscious and your subconscious mind, i.e., yes, you want this, whatever this might be. Well, do you subconsciously believe that it's possible? Do you believe you deserve it? Do you believe it's just going to be a natural occurrence in your life? And that's the key with the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of victory. So you will achieve what it is that you want. In the Chariot, you have this canopy of stars above his head, which suggests that his victory has already taken place. So don't overthink it. Visualize what it is that you want, the timeline that you want. Where do you want to be victorious? If you can get that in your head and you can play it over and over again, you're going to align the conscious mind with the subconscious mind. And there you go. You're going to wind up where it is that you want to be. So you might need to be more controlling, right? The Chariot is about hard control. Do what you need to do when you need to do it. Control freak yourself, right? Make the decision. I'm going to be as happy as possible today. I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to count my blessings. Don't let wild mood swings get in the way of your success. And there is victory ahead. So congratulations. I'm happy to report that. Virgo. So Virgo, this is a nice transit for you. It's kind of fun, right? It's the 5th house transit. 5th house is about love and play and pleasure. However, it is different than the 7th house. I mean, the 5th house is the house of true love, but as strange as it might be, you could be madly in love with somebody and they could be awesome, but they might make a shitty partner. Isn't that terrible? The 7th house is where you find the person that you can actually coexist with, right? And work with. So it's a time for you, really, if anything, to have fun. With a 5th house transit, you might enjoy going on dates with somebody. You might enjoy going to the movies. You might enjoy sex, but you might not want to get married. That being said, if you are in a relationship, this is a great time to bring that spark back into your relationship and act like teenagers, like a teenager with your honey. It's also a really great time for creativity, doing anything that lights you up. You're also culminating perhaps a creative project or a romantic situation. Again, it's 29 degrees. You might be finalizing a project. Likewise, you might be meeting somebody who is a big game changer. Oh my God, I've never been attracted to somebody so much in my entire life, or I can't stand this person and I never want to see them again. Whatever it might be, it's an extreme, right? An extreme in terms of something that lights you up or no longer lights you up. There's some really cool stuff with Venus in your spiritual sector and Jupiter's in your career house. So follow your intuition when it comes to your career and express yourself creatively. This is a really nice creative transit for you. And your spirituality is going to lead you to practical benefits because remember that 12th house is aligning with your 10th. So your spiritual house, the stuff that you have on a subconscious level, is aligning with your achievement house. So think about how you can visualize what you want professionally, trust your intuition professionally, trust things that are not seen yet. The 12th house obfuscates things. It's hidden. So there might be some really great professional stuff that you could achieve that you're not seeing right now, but that full moon, it will shine a light on it. So let your inner wisdom guide your creative and your professional pursuits. Just think about calming the mind, getting in that state of stability and quieting the inner world. And that's going to allow you to hear what your intuition is telling you. You're not going to be able to listen to your higher self if you're obsessing about things or you're worried about things. So make peace of mind your only goal and see what then you find, right? Because you've got to shut off the mind in order to hear that higher self. So let's see, Virgo, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo. The Fool. So the Fool is card number 0. It's everything. It's nothing. It's both. It's everything and nothing. So when the Fool comes up, you're never going to do anything the same way ever again. Like you're just starting from scratch, right? But it also is not a card of making bad decisions. It's really a card of not making any decisions at all. So with the Fool, he's like, come what may. And that might be what you need to do. You might be starting at ground zero. You might be like, finally, you might be like, I don't care. Either I'm going to get this job or I'm going to get another job. Either my relationship partner is going to step up or he's going to step out or whatever. But you want to embrace that sense of folly, that sense of faith that everything's going to work out well for you, because it will. You do have some really cool stuff going on in your chart, especially in the subconscious sector. So you got people looking out for you. You got energies looking out for you. So take a leap of faith and allow yourself to be light, because when you're light, you then can get enlightened. And that's a big aspect for you, this transit. So happy full moon, Virgo. So Libra, happy full moon, Libra. This is hitting your 4th house of home and family. So you might be reaching this climactic point in which you finish or finalize a home improvement project. You might be moving. You might have just moved, right? And there might be something domestic. You're realizing, oh, wow, I want to have another baby. Or, oh, wow, I need to get out of this neighborhood. Or, oh, wow, I need to get married and move in with the guy I love. Or, oh, well, I need to get divorced. I can't stand him, whatever it might be. We're moving into this climactic point when it comes to your emotional security. There's something in your life that either needs to come or go that's going to make you feel more at home within the self. So what might that be? To help you along the way, you have Venus in your social house forming a nice harmonious aspect with Jupiter in your 9th house of expansion. So you're going to have an opportunity to really have a lot of fun with your friends, to expand and grow. And I think that's going to really help you determine what it is that you need emotionally. So essentially, this full moon is going to shine a very, very strong light on what you need to feel secure. What is going to make you feel at home within yourself? And really what's going to help you, ironically enough, is for you to go beyond your stretch. You doing things that are unfamiliar with that 9th house energy that you have. So don't stay in your normal habitat. Do things that are different. Read different books. Watch different movies. Do whatever it is that you can to be around different things. Experience something new and different so you can get that broader perspective you're going to need in order to determine what you need emotionally. So you want to find harmony between your personal life and your broader horizons. So the best thing to do is to go out on a limb and do something rather different. And your friends can help you. Sometimes you just need to hang out with friends and laugh and help them with their stuff. And before you know it, you're like, oh, okay. It's like when we look for it, we sometimes can't find it. But when we get our mind out of the problem, it has a chance to sort itself. So do whatever you can to expand your mind, spend time with your friends, and you're going to find out what it is that you need to go to that next level emotionally so you can feel super loved and super at home within yourself. Because this transit for you, Libra, is very much about the divine mother. How do you need to be mothered in this part of your life? What do you need in order to feel really, really nourished, more taken care of, more unconditionally loved and supported than you ever have before? This is an opportunity for you to do that. And because we're at 29 degrees here this full moon, it might mean something needs to go or something needs to come in. So let's see, with Libra, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your full moon in Capricorn. Wisdom for Libra. 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 Ooh, well, I like it. So the King of Swords is actually ruled by Libra. The kings in the tarot are cardinal, swords are air, cardinal air is Libra. So the advice here would be, you got to be like a judge. You got to be disimpassioned. You got to be objective, and you got to be logical. What is going on here? What is actually happening? Take the emotion out of it and be balanced, be fair, judge the situation. Because it might be really clear, like with the King of Swords, it might be really clear, like, well, obviously, this is undermining my emotional security. Clearly. How could it not, right? It's going to really hit you in the face, right? Or it could be a matter of, clearly, this is what I need in order to feel really, really settled, really, really safe and secure. And was so logical. It was here all the time. So just allow yourself to be that logical, disimpassioned person, and you know, make decisions without the interference of the emotions, and just be a good judge. You know, being a Libra is really cool. You're the only sign of the zodiac ruled by an inanimate object. So you can see what's going on without your emotions really clouding things. However, this is an emotional transit for you. That's why you probably got King of Swords. So you can look at your situation objectively and say, yes, of course, this is what I need at this stage of my life in order to feel really at home within the self. So happy full moon, Libra. I hope that helps you. Scorpio! Happy full moon, Scorpio. I think you're going to like this. I think you're going to like this full moon. It's kind of easy. It's a third house full moon. However, it is hitting your communication sector. So there's a lot of things with the third house. The third house is like everything but the kitchen sink. It rules your neighborhood, your interactions, your communications, your mindset, your siblings, where you go on a regular basis, learning, teaching. I mean, it's a lot. But essentially, it's about your communications and what you do on a regular basis, especially locally or your immediate environment. So you could be completing a writing project or some project in your work, right? You also might be releasing a mindset that no longer serves you. You might be dropping from a group. You might be deciding that you want to go to this next level of your learning, and maybe you'll be taking classes, but there's some communication that's reaching this climactic point, and it's going to be make or break. It's all or nothing. I need to go all in, or I'm going to go all out. The cool thing is with the third house, there is a little bit more flexibility. It's not very severe. But what's really, really nice, actually, you got Venus in your career house, making a sextile to Jupiter in your 8th house. So there's some really great opportunities for professional recognition and financial gain. So maybe make it easy for you and just make practical decisions. What is good for the pocketbook? Because that's where the gold is right now. Like, that's where the energy is hot. And that's what's so cool about astrology. It's like, well, you know, this might be troublesome right now, but you got Jupiter, you got Venus here. Like, why would you? Don't go down the dead end, or don't go down the road where there's all these detours and construction and like the big dig. Don't do that, because there's a back road for you right now that is very, very sweet. And it's involving Venus and Jupiter, and it's an opportunity for you to not just make that next career move that's going to give you more status, but also is going to pad your bank balance. And who does not like that? So focus on work, make life easy, and, you know, go toward what it is that you want. If there are any communication issues, if you're having any issues with groups or mindset or neighbors or siblings, forget about it. Just walk away and focus on where there's good stuff right now. Meanwhile, you know, it is a full moon in your 3rd house. So if you're sick of thinking about something or communicating about something or communicating with certain people, well, then drop it. You don't need it. It's a 29-degree full moon. So what is love flows, what is not goes. Don't feel committed. Do what you need to do for you. I would also say advice: use your words wisely to advance your career and your collaborations. It's all about, you have an opportunity now to really go for those shiny apples on the tree. Hey, boss, I would really love to do this. This would be great. I'd be adding more value. It would be great for me to do this professionally. And I also would like a raise. Do so sooner rather than later, you know, or maybe it's a matter of you want to be really prudent and you want to think about, you know, that raise that you might want for yourself toward the end of the year, right? When we do have the sun in Capricorn. But yeah, it could be a really great time for you. So let's see, Scorpio, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Scorpio, wisdom for Scorpio, wisdom for Scorpio, Pleasure. I love this card. Aleister Crowley said this is one of the best cards in the pack. So 6 of Cups is really, really nice. Six of Cups is actually ruled by Scorpio. It's sun in Scorpio, and it's about simple, innocent pleasures. Sometimes we are just doing things to be kind, and it's very, very simple. Kindness is kind of obvious, right? Like it's the basic human decency. And we sometimes forget it, right? Because we get busy or we get jaded and whatnot. But the Six of Cups is about doing a good turn for another. You're going on vacation. Your friend watches your cat. Well, he goes on vacation. You water his plants. You hold the door open for somebody. You give somebody a compliment. You ask the cashier at Trader Joe's if she's having a good day. Simple, innocent pleasures. And really, if we want to take it to that next level, this could be the beginning of a new relationship for you. If it is, it's about appreciating and enjoying the tokens of love without committing to anything until you're sure. So this is a good dating card. It's certainly a good sexual card if you're dating anybody or you're looking for that. This could be really good omen for you if you're looking for a new relationship. But again, you want to enjoy the tokens of love without committing until you're sure. And the Six of Cups is really nice. It's about innocence. You know, what do you need to let go of in your life in order to feel more childlike, fresh, and free? What needs to go in order for you to go to that next level of enjoying your second childhood? Because now that you have the brain that you do, now that you've gone through everything that you've gone through, you can say, you know what? I want to redo. I want to get that time back. That time that I gave to that person and the time I gave to that relationship. And I want to make sure I get that time back. And you can get it back. If you say that you want compensation for your losses, which is a Scorpio thing, and if you demand compensation for your losses, you'll be able to get them. Well, maybe your innocence was lost in some capacity, and you're going to get an opportunity to get that back. But in order to do so, you may need to let something go this full moon. So I hope that works. And happy full moon, Scorpio. Hi, Fantasyland Views. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining today. Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius, this full moon, a little awkward, but you know, it's fine. It's a semi-square with Capricorn. Capricorn and Sagittarius are next door neighbors, and sometimes next door neighbors, you know, what is it they say? Tall fences make good neighbors. In any case, they are neighbors and they are neighborly, but this is an opportunity for you to make more money and also for you to determine what it is that you want to do in order to make money, what it is that you don't want to do. It's going to be an opportunity for you to say, I really do value this, or I really don't value this anymore, right? So it's a second house transit. You might be hitting this financial milestone. Maybe you had some kind of financial goal. And now you're like, okay, we've hit it. We've hit our mark. We've hit our quota. Or it could be a matter of you getting really clear on like, I don't value this anymore. This isn't me. So we all do this, less so with Sagittarians, but we all do have a tendency to go after things that we're just used to. We're used to flowing our energy in a certain way. And we almost get on autopilot because an object in motion likes to stay in motion. And as a result, we're training ourselves. Think of it like athletes, right? They train themselves to flow their energy and move on a regular basis consistently. They don't really think about, well, do I want to do this? No, they just do it because they've trained their energy to flow in that way. Likewise for you, have you been flowing your energy in a way that's habitual as opposed to in a way that has heart and meaning? So this is an opportunity for you to be like, I know what I value and I know what needs to go bye-bye in order for me to get what it is that I value, or where I need to go next in order to achieve value fulfillment, because now I know what I value. There's some really awesome opportunities for you. Venus is in your home house, the 9th house, which is harmonizing with Jupiter in your 7th house. So there's opportunities for growth through relationship or travel. This might be a good time for you to connect with other people. This could be a good time for you to go on a trip. And you can align your daily work with your personal values? How can you add more of your own personal flair to the work you do on a regular basis? And there's an opportunity for better finances, for sure, and emotional support. So the advice would be to seek experiences that enrich both your wallet and your soul. What's going to make you feel rich? Not just materially, but especially spiritually, right? So think of it this way, if you feel like $1,000,000, you have a better opportunity of manifesting $1,000,000. So what do you need to do in order to feel like $1,000,000 so you can make those moves? This could be the big push that you're saying with the second house full moon transit. I don't want to do this anymore to make money. This is what I want to do to make money. Could be that, right? Or it could be a matter of just making the decision, I want to make this amount of money. And you're closing the door on scarcity and you're saying yes to abundance. Or you're closing the door on this set of values so you can go to that next set of values. So let's see, Sagittarius, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Sagittarius. 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 King of Cups. This does make sense. So the kings are about mastery. It's a masculine personage, right? So we're talking about rationality and mastery. And we're dealing with cups. So this is about emotion. So this is about emotional mastery and emotional maturity. So the big advice here is, yes, you have emotions, and that's completely fine. But you need to make sure that you're working with your emotions in a mature way, right? You might feel a certain way, and that's absolutely fine. And you got to express your emotions in a way that is constructive and good for you. You don't want to keep everything in, or you're going to get an ulcer. Instead, you want to express your emotions in a therapeutic, productive way, i.e., journaling, therapy, listening to music, expressing yourself, something like that, right? But also with the King of Cups, you have to be mature. You don't want to go off on somebody. You don't want to make decisions emotionally. You want to get calm, get peaceful, get happy, and then make your emotional decisions, right? You're making decisions rationally, but they're based upon how you feel, which we all do, right? We feel a certain way and we make our decisions emotionally. We back them up with logic. But the advice here is to be in control of how you feel this full moon, and don't make any sudden moves, especially in terms of finances or your job or your values, right? I feel like Sagittarius is somewhat volcanic. They're pretty chill people. They're pretty chill, and they're not really big on getting upset about things. However, they are a fire sign, and I feel like Taurus, if you push a Sagittarius too much, they will explode, just like anybody, right? It takes a lot, but because it's been building and building and building, it can be really, really intense because they don't express themselves as liberally as the other fire signs, as Aries and Leo, right? Aries and Leo are constantly expressing themselves and asserting themselves, and whereas Sagittarius is more likely to keep things in. So when Sagittarius finally does go off, it can be very, very volcanic, even more so than Aries and Scorpio. Aries and Leo. So as a result, my point is that you're probably going to be feeling a lot of emotions this transit. Do what you can to work with them, honor them, but do not make any momentous decisions based on your emotions. Get cool, get calm, get happy, then make your moves. And happy full moon. And Capricorn, the sign of the hour. Happy full moon in your sign, Capricorn. You got 2 full moons, 2 this season in your sign. So it's an opportunity for your personal identity and your self-expression. Who do you want to be? If you're not happy with your personal reality, well, change your personality, because your personality is created. Your personal reality is created by your personality. So if you want to have a different personal reality, well, change your personality. It's time for personal realizations and transformations. What is it that you want to be. Because as Nietzsche might say, it's who you are. Whoever you want to be is who you are. So there are some really great opportunities actually for you this full moon. Venus is in your shared resources, which is really good for joint enterprises, sex, intimacy, transformation, rebirth, and it's harmonizing with your 6th house of work. So this could be an opportunity for you to change your job or improve your job, or something in your day-to-day lifestyle. You could be starting a new habit, a new health regime, but there's something really nice affecting your daily grind. And you got financial and emotional support on your side this full moon. And really, it's going to be deep, a personal growth. It's at an energetic degree. Again, it's going to be especially important for you this full moon if you are a late degree Capricorn, i.e., you were born, let's say, from January 15th to the 20th. Oh boy, you'll be feeling it. Otherwise, maybe not so much. In any case, embrace personal transformation and nurture your relationships. Nurture your supportive relationships. And because it's a full moon and it's anoretic, you might have to release something like, oh, I can't work 90 hours a week if I'm going to forge these new relationships, or I can't be wasting my time doing things that no longer serve me if I want a new relationship. But relationships are really big for you too. So let's see, Capricorn, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your full moon in your sign. Wisdom for Capricorn, wisdom for Capricorn, wisdom for Capricorn. Love! And we were just talking about this, were we not? About relationships. So the 2 cups come together. I share my truth with you. So this is an opportunity for you to, because it's a full moon, let go of something. What needs to go in order for you to experience more love in your life? Remember, what is love flows, what is not goes. And with 2 of cups, this is an opportunity for you to really share your truth with somebody. And I feel like Capricorn is so tough and they're so used to doing things on their own. And that's not necessary. Because especially if you're older, Capricorns grow old in reverse, meaning not only do they look younger at 40 than they did 30 and 50 than they did at 40, but they also learn how to loosen up and enjoy themselves. And I also think a big part of that is they learn how to trust more. They learn that not everybody is out to get them. And they learn that love can be great. So I would definitely, in this full moon cycle for you, transform yourself into somebody who knows how to love and be loved. And that will make a huge difference. Because then think of it this way. Anything that you're going through, you're not having to go through it alone. You get to share that with somebody else. You're not handling it all on your own. You get to allow somebody else to help you. Even if they can't help you on a practical level, sometimes we just need somebody to listen and somebody to say, sorry, that sucks. Sometimes that's all we need, right? But in any case, Capricorn, make sure that you're connecting with other people, that you're loving yourself, and that you're sharing that love with other people. And happy full moon in your sign. So Aquarius, this full moon is in your 12th house. You might be wanting to spend more time alone. You might be wanting to get more sleep. Your subconscious is very porous, so I would definitely not give yourself the luxury of a negative thought. I would get a vision board if I were you. Maybe listen to affirmations, because it's an opportunity for you to release something that's in the back of your mind, something subconscious that is no longer serving you. Maybe it's a belief. Oh, I can only make X amount of money a year. Maybe it's a belief. Oh, I'm not supposed to have love. Maybe it's a belief. Whenever I fall in love with somebody, they cheat on me, or whatever it might be. Something that might be limiting in your brain. You got to get rid of it. And you might get some really profound insights. It's a very creative transit for you, actually. You could be very, very poetic, creative, imaginative, artistic, and very psychic. You might be very, very psychic during this transit. So I would definitely journal, because your subconscious is going to be activated. The full moon is illuminating the subconscious mind, your subconscious mind. And you might be surprised what you have there. So definitely unload what's going on in your brain by doing some journaling, by doing some art, maybe communicating with somebody that you trust. But With the 12th house transit, you may be more likely to seek your own counsel. There's some great opportunities, however. You got Venus in your 7th house of partnership, sextiling Jupiter in your house of creativity. So you're connecting your partnerships with your joy, which is really, really nice. So this could be an opportunity for you to find somebody who not just makes a good partner, but also a good bedfellow, quite frankly. Somebody that you can have fun with, but also somebody that you can build with, that you can connect with. And that's wonderful. So definitely get yourself out there. The sooner the better, because Mercury will soon be retrograde. It's already in its shadow period. But there's harmony for you in your relationships and your creative projects. And you want to balance your inner work because you do have all this stuff that's going on in the 12th house. You want to balance that with outward expression. Even if it's a 12th house transit and you might be feeling like you want to be alone, there's such great stuff going on in your very, very social 7th and 5th houses that I wouldn't spend too much time alone, right? Listen to your inner voice while expressing your unique creativity. And yeah, it's going to be really, really nice for you. I think it's going to be really, really cool. So let's see, Aquarius, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Aquarius, 12th house transit. Wisdom for Aquarius. Wisdom for Aquarius. Wisdom. Well, the Empress. That's awfully nice. So, whenever something new comes into your life and brings you great joy, the Empress is the vehicle for that something. So something new is going to be born, Aquarius. And again, you're going through a 12th house transit. Maybe it's in the back of your mind and it's percolating there and it's going to come about. I would say with that beautiful sextile between Jupiter and Venus in your 7th and 5th houses, I mean, the Empress does make a lot of sense, right? Because the Empress is about love and it's also about the senses. So this could be very good for you romantically, certainly good for you creatively. I think the advice in the Empress is to really tap into that energy of abundance and allow yourself to live abundantly and allow yourself to clock all of the abundance that we have in our lives, be it the air that we breathe, the companionship of friends and animals, the blood that we have running through our brains, all the water that we have. I mean, there's so many things, right? So the more you can be cognizant of what is abundant in your life, the more abundant you're going to be, right? Because that's going to be reflected back to you. Oh, have a wonderful night, Casmar. Thanks for joining. Oh, and I'm glad you liked the Leo picture. So yes, enjoy this transit, Aquarius, and happy full moon. Looks like it's going to be a good one for you. And last but never least, Pisces. So Pisces, this full moon is hitting your 11th house. Very, very positive for you. 11th house is the house of why not. If you have a dream or a goal or an ambition, the 11th house says, well, go for it. There are no dangling carrots in the universe, right? So you got friendships, long-term goals, hopes, dreams, wishes. That's your 11th house. And you might be reaching this climactic point in terms of a dream or in terms of a friendship, whatever it might be. You might be reaching this level of completion. Finally, you're seeing the light, which is really, really nice. And you'll probably be going through that between the 21st and the 4th of August. You also might get a sense of, this is what I can now accomplish with that 11th house energy. There also is some really great energy, actually, with Venus in your 6th house of work, harmonizing with Jupiter in your 4th. So, this could be a work from home opportunity, really. And it also could be just a way for you to make your life more pleasurable when it comes to your habits, your daily routines, and what's going on in the home front. So this opportunity here for not just job satisfaction, but domestic bliss. So definitely allow yourself to go after what it is that you want. Maybe with this 11th house transit, you're like, you know what? I've always wanted to do this. Write a book, write a screenplay, fall in love, I don't know, go on a trip to a foreign land, whatever it might be. Maybe you had this dream for a while. This is the time where it's like all or nothing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go after my dreams, right? But while you're doing that and you're going after those big dreams, what's going to help you is your day-to-day lifestyle and your home. So doing those things day in and day out is going to be really, really good for you. Really, really good for you. So let's see, Pisces, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Pisces. Ooh, the card just fell out. Let's see what this is. The Judgment card. We'll see if this comes out again. Wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. The Strength card. So in this card, the woman is gently prying open or closed the lion's mouth. So with the Strength card, this is actually a Leo card. This is ruled by Leo as well. So the Strength card is about the strength that comes from the heart muscle. From your strength comes forth sweetness. So sometimes you need to guide yourself toward what it is that you want. Maybe with this transit you're going through, you're realizing in order for me to reach that goal, I have to be disciplined. I have to guide myself toward it, even if it's getting rough, even if it's getting hard, whatever it might be. Maybe it's a matter of, in order with a friend, even, you might need to guide things very, very carefully, not be too willful, but be gentle with that gentle strength. The Strength card does say that you can weather the storm. So if you're going through a rough time right now, you do have the strength to succeed. So I hope that helps you out, and happy full moon. And then we have it, folks. I think that we did it. Thank you very much. Les, I appreciate that. I do have a PayPal, but I don't know what link I can give you, because everything that I do via PayPal, essentially it's associated with a reading. But I do have a Venmo. I think it's my Venmo is, if you're interested in that, which I do appreciate, of course. Let's see. My Venmo is my Venmo, if you have Venmo and you want to do that, it's, let me see if I can spell this right. And I'm going to that's my Venmo if you are so inclined. Thank you, by the way. I do appreciate the thought. And in any case, that's it. We did all of our Tarotscopes for this lunation. I hope everybody has a wonderful full moon. I would just go with the flow, do what you can, just feel as good as possible. Definitely check out my website, psychicsun.com, if you're interested in any of my services. I would love to help if I can. And tomorrow, if you are around at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing this week astrology with a whole new look. It's going to be very, very nice. So join me for that tomorrow, and we'll talk